You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. She has cheated on Harry. What news is this? Infidelity. Narcissists are well known for cheating on the person they are in a relationship with. Why does this happen? Well, quite simply, the narcissist has no emotional empathy for the boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, partner, cohab that they're in a relationship with. The narcissist gets bored of that individual. Their fuel invariably becomes stale or isn't being provided, and the copious amounts that are required with the same frequency as it once was. And this means the individual enters into devaluation. As part of that devaluation, the narcissist will engage in a number of malign manipulations which in effect are subconsciously punishing that hapless intimate partner primary source for their perceived failing. There are lots of different ways that this occurs. One of the most common is for the narcissist to cheat, for the narcissist to engage in sexual relations with somebody else. Some narcissists do so in a manner whereby it is very much hidden. They operate with a facade, and they go to considerable lengths to ensure that their infidelity is kept quiet. Others don't give a jot. This tends to be amongst the lessers, who carry on behaving like a dog with six dicks, not caring about who knows, and if confronted would simply say, "So what? If you put out more often, I wouldn't have to go and get it elsewhere. You made me have an affair," etc. Infidelity is common because sex, intimacy, are major methods of seduction. If you read my book, Sex, I tell you more about why that is. But simply, the narcissist uses those things as a means to ensnare other people, and therefore, when controlling other appliances, drawing fuel from them, etc., gaining character traits and residual benefits, using sex and intimacy and apparent love, although of course a narcissist cannot love, those are the things which come to the fore which result in infidelity. You might wonder, well, why doesn't the narcissist just get rid of the person that they're with if they're bored and move on to somebody new? It's a valid question, but that doesn't happen because the new person hasn't maybe not yet been found or isn't under the level of control that the narcissist needs. And in effect, the narcissist is hedging their bets. What the narcissist does is keep the incumbent intimate partner primary source, who is now in devaluation, in place because they still serve a purpose. They still must be controlled. They will provide fuel, often negative, which is more potent. They can still prove useful with regard to character traits and residual benefits. While they remain in place, the narcissist then seeks out somebody else. They will not immediately form a new relationship with them. The narcissism needs to sound out this new target. Can they be brought under control? How easy is this to do? Are they worth making the intimate partner primary source? For instance, how good is their fuel? Character traits, residual benefits. The narcissism needs to sound all of that out, and that means that the narcissism needs to keep the incumbent in place in case the new target isn't as good, and therefore there would not be a swapping out. If over time it transpires that the new target is an excellent replacement for the incumbent intimate partner primary source, then the existing one is disengaged from, because that's a disengagement trigger, and the new person is brought in. But in many instances, the narcissist will cheat again and again and again, sometimes with the same person, often with many different people. And this is done because it's enabling the narcissist to control those individuals through sex. The narcissist doesn't care about the person that they're cheating on. And it enables them to potentially start drawing in a replacement for the incumbent. And if that doesn't happen, well, the narcissist is still getting plenty of fuel. Accordingly, narcissists almost always cheat. There may be some of you listening saying, well, my narcissist didn't. Well, it might be that you just didn't know about it. And remember, there are different forms of cheating. Most people, of course, get their panties in a bunch about sex, about the physical side of cheating. But there's emotional infidelity, financial infidelity, intellectual infidelity. Accordingly, narcissists often cheat. And, according to musicmundial.com, no, me neither, that Harry's wife, rumoured to have cheated on Prince Harry with, who could it be? Marcus Anderson? Prince William? King Charles? No. With her bodyguard. The marriage between Harry's wife and Prince Harry, Derwins, who is the apparent author of this article, states has been involved in numerous scandals. One of the most talked about is their tense relationship with the British royal family. However, there are other factors that have also given much to talk about in their relationship. One of them, it would be an alleged infidelity that the former American actress would have committed with one of her bodyguards, something that even the Duke of Sussex would already be aware of what happened. Now, this almost reads to me as if it's been created by ChatGPT. Why on earth would the Duke of Sussex necessarily be aware of her infidelity? Bear in mind she's a mid-range narcissist, and if she committed an act of infidelity, she's going to do so operating in a covert fashion. She isn't going to start singing it from the rooftops. Now, it could be, of course, that behind closed doors, she might rub Harry's nose in it by suggesting that, the bodyguard was flirting with her, thus blame shifting to the bodyguard, making out that she is unimpeachable in that regard, but malignly triangulating Harry. In some instances, a narcissist, even where mid-range, might even admit to having an affair, won't do so to the outside world, of course, to ensure that the facade is kept in place, but does so towards the long-suffering intimate partner primary source to further devalue them. The article continues stating, however, there are other factors that have also given much to talk about in their relationship. One of them, it would be an alleged infidelity that the former American actress would have committed with one of her bodyguards. Recently, it has begun to spread the rumour that Harry's wife would have been unfaithful to Harry with Christopher Sanchez, a member of his security team in the United States, something that even her husband would already know for some time. Again, I'm not sure why they maintain that Harry would be aware. First of all, she's unlikely to allow him to know, and secondly, Harry's probably too bombed out of his brains to even notice. The scandal has been revealed by the renowned American portal In Touch, so renowned I've never heard of it, where it claims that the Duchess of Sussex has had an affair with her bodyguard, Chris Sanchez. In addition, the aforementioned media claims that Prince Harry is aware of the deception, so their relationship would be hanging by a thread. Well, it might be the case that Harry is aware. If this has indeed occurred, it's possible that he's found out about it, it's possible that she's mentioned it, admitted to it, and this happened after him having some suspicions, perhaps. It seems unlikely that she would necessarily tell him. She regularly engages in deceitful behaviours, but it could be that someone grassed her up. In Touch assured that there are even some photographs of the argument between Harry and Harry's wife, a dispute that took place at his mansion in Monteshitcho County, California, and in the presence of the bodyguard himself, who reportedly also has 2 children and a marriage. This scandal would undoubtedly be very damaging to the image that the couple has tried to give at the time of executing all the accusations they have made against the British royals, so the English media will not forgive this opportunity to attack the couple. Although some American media claim that this rumour is a farce, the truth is that Christopher Sanchez does exist. Oh, well, that must mean it happened then, if he exists, and is part of the security team of the couple, so they usually spend a lot of time together. In addition to that, In Touch assured that the former actress would have admitted the affair to her husband. Meanwhile, social networks are very attentive to what happens between the marriage of Harry's wife and Prince Harry, since the focus of attention that the media have given it in the last 4 years has been considerably large. Now, leaving aside this is a very peculiarly written article, and of course one would probably take with a large pinch of salt what it has to say. Let us examine. Could it be the case that Harry's wife has cheated on Prince Harry? Well, first of all, narcissists do frequently cheat. 2, the person who's allegedly had the affair with her does exist, is part of her security detail, and therefore would be in close proximity to her on a regular basis. 3, this could also lead to there being a possibility of him being around when Harry's out of town, over attending the coronation, attending court, and so forth. So there's certainly the possibility that Harry's wife would do this because as a narcissist she has no emotional empathy for him. Furthermore, her narcissism could well do this during the period of devaluation as a subconscious means of punishing him because he's failed her. Remember, Harry's wife, as a somatic narcissist, believes that all men want to knock her hip out, and that she uses spicy poontang, because she has very little in her armoury, as a means of seducing people. This doesn't mean, of course, that it has happened. There's no solid evidence to support it, and one has to suggest that the content of this article really leaves a lot to be desired in terms of achieving an evidential standard to confirm that it has actually occurred. However, with all of that stated, there remains the possibility that a narcissist would cheat, because narcissists invariably do. And because Harry is in a sustained devaluation, and that Harry's wife's narcissism is causing her to be bored of him, to see him as useless, and would be looking for a replacement. Not necessarily, of course, the bodyguard. He wouldn't fit all of the criteria, but it would allow Harry's wife to use him to triangulate with Harry, allow her, of course, a means of controlling someone near to her by using sex, etc. Although it doesn't appear that if it is true, this would amount to him becoming the intimate partner primary source, he would more likely be an intimate partner secondary source. Thus, there's the possibility that it could happen, but we don't have any solid evidence to support it. But it is a useful opportunity to explain to you the way that a narcissist behaves with regard to the question of infidelity, why narcissists cheat, why it happens, when it happens, and the possibility that it could happen or could have happened in a relationship between the narcissist, Harry's wife, and her victim, the intimate partner primary source, Prince Harry of the Thinning Ginge. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.